Welcome back, everybody, to Lengua de la Liga. If you are a fan of the Spanish top flight, make sure you hit subscribe because I'm pretty sure we are the only La Liga show on YouTube, at least in English. So stick around. I have a couple mini topics that I think are very important for us to discuss. You guys follow along in the comments. First up, who are the title favorites right now in La Liga?
Real Madrid.
Why?
I will echo that sentiment.
Why? Atleti, good team. Can they keep it up for the entire season? They still have to go away to the Santiago Bernabeu. That's tough. I don't know if they can do that and get a result there. See, that game could be a must-win. And for Barca, they play up to their If Barca played Real Madrid every weekend, they would go perfect in the league and have a plus 300 goal difference. But Barca just play up to their competition and they play down to their competition. The one team that I have somewhat trust in is Real Madrid because they got the talent, and with the way Mbappe's playing, you kind of fancy them. If Mbappe's playing that form, he can carry this team, and then obviously add the likes of Vini and Bellingham to it. So I think it's slowly turning into a two-team race. If I'm going to be honest, with Barca's just inconsistency to keep up. The only way Barca can be title favorites is if they can show us they can go like a 5-6 game winning streak. But there's many twists in this title race. That's what I will say.
Jose, you going Real Madrid too?
Yeah, I think at this very moment, and a lot of it's echoing what Michael just said. Like when you look at their typically Real Madrid teams, again, right, whether we're talking about any Galacticos era or Real Madrid in general, they're pieced together in a way they have a ton of X factor. But this team also has a lot of experience, this version of Real Madrid together. And I think the consistency that brings to every league game, regardless of who they're playing, outside of Atletico or Barca, that's probably going to get them over the line. They could lose the big games, right? The couple big games on either side of the season, the whole year. But if they win everything else, it's not going to matter, right? And I agree with what Michael said. Barca, right now, bro, call us Robin Hood. All right, we fucking steal from the poor, steal from the rich and give to the poor. Five fucking goals against Real Madrid, and we can't fucking score against Getafe, right? It's Jules Koundé. Our forwards can't get a goal against Getafe. That's literally who we are, bro. We're Robin Hood. And so when you think about that, right, the ups and downs that come with that, we are a big, big game team. But when it comes to the minnows of La Liga, right, I don't know if it's overthinking. I don't know if it's complacency. I don't know if it's just a lack of execution when the time comes, but we lack the firepower that we have against our biggest rivals. So yeah, man, for those reasons, Real Madrid, if they keep going, if Mbappe keeps going the way he did, he has a fantastic goals today, right? I mean, he really did. You just watch the game back and
Barca.
Palmas. Yeah, and they had a couple badass goals that were called offside. It could have been 6, right? Like in general, if you think about how many opportunities they had. So they keep this going. I still pick them to lose to Barca again when that time comes in April or May, like the second El Clasico of the regular season. But it may not even matter by that point, right? They may have already pulled ahead. Atletico may even also be ahead of us at that point as well. So, yeah, Atletico to me is the biggest wild card right now. I think Barca are too inconsistent, and Real Madrid just needs to kind of keep doing what they're doing.
Gosh, I have so many thoughts racing through my head. I'll put it this way. I agree that Real Madrid are the favorites for La Liga, but also to what you said, Jose, completely agree at the same time. If we're talking who is the scariest team to play in a one-off, I think it's Barcelona still. I don't quite think it's Atleti. So if I'm going, we have the quarterfinals of the Copa del Rey. I think the draw is tomorrow, actually, which we probably should start covering that competition. Hit subscribe. I think Barcelona are the favorites for that competition, but I think Real Madrid are favorites for the league because I just feel like when Real Madrid inevitably has to play Barcelona again, or even Atleti, God, bro, it could be, I don't know, Valencia based on how we saw them play in the last game. I know Madrid won. I don't think they're set up as a team right now to take down the big dogs. Like Champions League, dude, if Real Madrid make a semifinal or the final, I will be shocked because I think they've looked very vulnerable. I know they've gotten some good wins against Atalanta away from home, big games, but they don't look as good. They don't look bad, but they don't look as good. As they're currently constructed. Yeah. I mean, what was it, 5-2?
Yeah, but I mean, dude, just even how they equalized and got into that position, it was just like, bro, you guys were up 2-0. What are you doing? Just see this out.
Yeah. I think their offense is so good now that we are finally seeing the version of Real Madrid that we assumed we were going to be seeing when Mbappe signed. The difference is the defense is just bad. So that's why I think against good teams, they're still going to struggle. That's why I think when they go up against a Barca or an Atleti in the Copa, or they have to play Liverpool again in the Champions League, or they're going up against PSG, I just think they're going to leak goals, and that's where they could be got. Las Palmas are not a very good defensive team. That's why they got ripped apart. Yeah, like you said, I think they had 3 goals called off. Could have been 7-1 today. But I also agree Real Madrid are the favorites. And as an Atleti fan, this is where I feel a bit awkward. Because I'm looking at the 3 competitions left, and I'm like, okay, of the 3 Spanish giants, is Atleti in the best position for Champions League success? I don't know. Probably not. Are Atleti the favorite for La Liga? If you want to put us above Barcelona, I think I would put us above Barcelona right now. Sure. Are we the favorites for the Copa? I don't know. Probably not. I think Barcelona are. I think they're a scarier team. I think we narrowly survived last time we played Barca in the league. So it's like this weird situation from the Atleti perspective where it's been a very promising season in the last 3 months that could still, at the end of the day, end up in no silverware, which is a terrifying proposition. And we said in a previous episode, if Ancelotti wins La Liga with this back line, it would be his greatest league victory in his career, or at least in La Liga. And here we are. I think we filmed that episode 10 days ago, unanimously saying Real Madrid are the favorites to win the league. I mean, madness.
Yeah.
Madness.
Michael, do you think Barcelona are still cup favorites, or would you say Real Madrid?
Yeah, I would say I would.
Okay.
I was going to actually, I'm going to upload this video on my channel. Sorry to have a shameless plug here, but that I think Barcelona are top 3 favorites in the Champions League. I actually have them ahead of Real Madrid in the Champions League because it's again like when Barcelona see like a Bayern Munich shirt, a Real Madrid shirt, I don't know, maybe an Atalanta in a couple of weeks, they'll smack those teams 4 or 5-1 because they just have that sort of. It's a young team, and I think they need that sort of motivation into the game. But when they see Las Palmas or Leganés or Getafe, they're just going to walk. We'll walk back them. No. These teams want to beat you. So I think that's the sort of issue for Barcelona is they just don't have that motivation for every game. And for Real Madrid, I still think the defense is a liability. If Carvajal was fit, I would definitely say Real Madrid. But Lucas Vazquez is such a liability that he will get caught out in some of these games unless Ancelotti finds a way to get him out of the starting lineup. And obviously David Alaba is back. So yeah, I would say that Barcelona are the cup team and Atleti or Real Madrid are the league teams.
Okay. I would agree with that. I think it's like basketball, right? People describe basketball as a game of runs. Who had the first run? Barcelona. They were looking like, Jesus Christ, this is the best iteration we've ever seen, since Neymar, Messi, Suarez. Then Atleti had the second run, which was weirdly happening at the exact same time that Bilbao had a run. It just was a little less in terms of points totals, and Athletic Club get no clout, unfortunately, so nobody talked about it. And now Real Madrid seem to be making the run now. So the question is, how long does this run extend? Because it's still January. We have, 17 games left? 15 games left?
Games, yep.
Man, it's coming down to the fourth quarter, bro. NFL time. All right. Patrick Mahomes, Houston Texans. Who's got the refs on their side? I guess Real Madrid's going to win.
We all know the answer to that question.
Hey, don't turn into Jared Goff. I'll say that.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Yeah, I'm curious because I think it's going to come down to the last match day. I really do. I don't know what's going to happen. We're all going to look like idiots when the Athletic Club actually wins La Liga.
Bro, that might be the greatest video ever.
And tell you what, bro, look, I mean, Barca and Athletic Club are tied on points. It just shows you how much this game is a game of moments, right? Like, bro, if you just look at the table in general, like, if you took the points away and you just looked at holistically what every team's produced on the field, you wouldn't believe Real Madrid were the front-running team. You just wouldn't believe it. Atletico and Barca have produced significantly more to an extent. Real Madrid has outscored Atletico, but that's pretty much it. I think on every other stance, right? Runs of form, the defense, right? Atletico's defense only letting in 13 goals so far. There's just all these signs that like Real Madrid shouldn't be leading, but here we are. So again, I think there's so many twists and turns along the way that we have yet to really see. 20 games through, so we got a lot left to play.